All roller coasters will eventually come to their demise. Well, at least steel ones, usually. Be it low ridership, diminishing quality, managerial malpractice, or just coming to the end of their service life, rides will close forever. Top Thrill Dragster opened in 2003 as the tallest and fastest coaster in the world, redefining Cedar Point's ride lineup and skyline for over 20 years. Its signature hydraulic launch is one of the most insane moments on any ride and was one of the most iconic rides in the country. Although there was one problem. Top Thrill Dragster was notoriously unreliable. Maintenance costs were sky high and breakdowns were stupidly consistent. All these issues, along with an incredibly unfortunate incident, would lead to the ride's permanent closure. Top Thrill Dragster was done.
Wait, what?
I thought you were dead.
My death was greatly exaggerated.
Like a freaking pipe bomb, Cedar Point and Zamperla, of all companies, announced that they would reimagine Top Thrill Dragster into Top Thrill 2, replacing the hydraulic launch with an LSM swing launch and adding a 400-foot tall spike. Why? Because it's cool, I guess. I don't know. Gone were the ridiculously high maintenance costs. Vanish was the downtime. We would now have a truly phenomenal and reliable 400-foot tall launch coaster at Cedar Point. What do you mean it almost failed? Haha, it is good to be back. I apologize to all, 50 of my devoted acolytes for the wait, but I am back. Now, back to your regularly scheduled programming. If I had a nickel for every time a Strata Coaster defined the amusement industry in 2024,
I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right?
oh Christ almighty, did this damn ride have issues. Let's just start with the elephant in the room, the fact that this ride opened for about a week in 2024 and closed immediately. Apparently there was a bounty of issues with this monstrosity. Issues with the trains, issues with the spike, issues with the launch, issues with goddamn everything. Zamperla will take the blame of it all because God forbid Cedar Point, our Elysium on Earth, be at fault for anything, even though they likely knew the risks with getting Zamperla of all companies to do a prototype ride model of which they haven't done at such a scale in their 60-year history. Nope, glory be to Cedar Point. So yeah, Top Thrill 2, the latest and greatest creation by Cedar Point, opened in 2024, operated for about a week, and immediately shut down for the year. Enthusiasts were in shambles, but this time they were somewhat warranted for doing so. Only somewhat though, because while this ride had enough issues as Apocalypse Now's production, it is now open again and oh, is it good. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not going to go too in depth with this ride's troubles. That's not what I like to do with reviews, and I only really discuss a ride's circumstances if they're integral to the ride itself. Something like Flash at Great Adventure is absolutely intertwined with the chaotic circumstances around it. With Top Thrill 2, I don't really feel this way. Mainly because you can make an entire video discussing said issues, but also because the ride stands tall
Say that again?
above said issues, because it's just so good. So allow me to start actually reviewing the ride. Top Thrill 2 is what I lovingly dub a Frankenstein coaster. The original Top Thrill Dragster opened as an Intamin hydraulic launch coaster, but as I said earlier, after its closure in 2022, Zamperla swooped in to remodel the whole thing. They replaced the complicated but incredibly thrilling hydraulic launch system with an LSM swing launch, much more reliable, but also a less forceful acceleration. In addition, they would also retrack it, give new trains, and of course, add a 400-foot spike to accommodate the swing launch. When I first saw the animation for this, I thought it was a joke. Like, come on man, this looks ridiculous. But nope, it's real, and thank God it is, because Top Thrill 2 is downright spectacular. So let's get into why it is so good. As you could probably guess, this ride just has such a commanding presence over Cedar Point. I mean, no matter where you are in the park, you can see either the top bat, the spike, or both. So you walk up to the ride and come face to face with the extremely awkward entry system. Before they let you in the queue, you have to put all of your belongings in a locker. Cedar Point does not mess around with loose articles, but as expected for a ride that goes faster than the average car and is taller than all of the buildings in Sandusky, you can't have anything in those pockets of yours. The lockers are free, thankfully, but the issue is that you won't have your phone or anything for the entire wait. Wait times for this ride are absolutely insane. It's not even a capacity problem, it's just that popular, which, it's the tallest coaster in the world not located in fucking Saudi Arabia. Of course it's a popular ride. But still, good lord. Whatever you do, get Fastlane Plus for this ride. I don't care if you've only a nickel and some pocket lint in your bank account, find a way to get Fastlane Plus. Not regular Fastlane, that's fucking useless. Fastlane Plus. If you don't, well, you're gonna be stuck in a 2-hour line with nothing to do besides watching a TV show showing mobile game ads and contemplating your will to live. So after you put your stuff in a locker and pass through the metal detector, you enter the awful queue line. You're gonna be stuck looking at the color gray for a while in there. And if you're in the fast lane, it's still usually like a half hour or 45-minute wait, which is obviously better, but also not good. So after what feels like 400 years, you reach the station, which looks a heck of a lot better than the complete eyesore the queue line is. Rows are assigned, so don't go begging for the front row, your wish will not be accepted. Your train arrives and will be one of 3 colors, blue, black, or silver, and they all look really cool. Top Thrill 2 kept the racing theme of the original ride, but switched out dragsters for Formula 1. The trains are sleek and futuristic, and are also quite comfortable with those lap bars. The shift away from over-the-shoulder restraints in recent years by manufacturers has been an overall welcome one, although we have created a new problem with vest restraints. Anyways, you take your seat and after some fast operations, are ready to ride this monstrosity. You take a small S-bend out of the station and park on the launch track. So hopefully by the time your prayer is finished, the countdown begins and you launch from 0 to 74 miles per hour. This first launch is like the exact opposite of punchy, which is fine. 74 miles per hour is still really fast, so whatever, I don't care how long it takes to get that speed. However, it's not fast enough to get you over that top hat, so you fall backwards and hit your second launch, speeding you up to 101 miles per hour before climbing up into your 400-foot tall spike. Not joking here, I think I saw heaven during this moment. I mean, literally, you're that high up in the air you'll probably see heaven, but you're just going so ludicrously fast, and it feels like you're going up that spike for seemingly forever. And doing it at night? Oh fuck, it's otherworldly. After what must have been like 5 seconds straight of weightlessness, you plunge down to the ground and hit your final launch, finally reaching that max speed of 120 miles per hour and cresting over that top hat. It's here when you truly realize that, oh my god, I'm going way too fast. The launches aren't forceful per se, but you really feel that speed for just such a sustained amount of time. The second you reach the bottom of the spike, you're already going over 100 miles per hour anyways, but then you hit another boost? Whew, I got chills. You crest over the top hat and get an exceptional view of Lake Erie and the park itself, and then descend the twisting drop. This drop is insane, especially in the back row. You just get yeeted over the top and then thrown to the side down that spiral. The sudden transition between airtime and laterals is nothing short of flawless. And after that, the ride is over. You coast along some straight track and then hit the brakes. Top Thrill 2 is not a long layout, but it feels like a long ride because of how flawless of a layout this is. It's maybe like 5 actual elements, but Jesus, it's so good. I mean, come on, did you expect a ride that's this tall and this fast to be bad? Get real. But now comes the part where I put my nitpicking outfit on.
It's just my normal outfit.
And find anything wrong with this ride. Aha! Rattle. It's got a slight rattle in some parts that you can't really feel or get bothered by. But it's still a rattle. I rest my case, Your Honor. This ride is a worthless piece of trash that deserves the same fate as King Dakar.
Go! You disgust me! Go!
Alright, what the hell do I rate this thing? Yeah, I don't know, Jim. This is it's a 10 out of 10. What else could it be? A ride this tall, this fast, this thrilling can't be anything less than a 10 in my eyes. The swing launch is genius, the spike is ethereal, and the top hat is forever iconic. It's really a shame that the line is always so long and the queue sucks and at the exit drops you off like a mile away from your lockers. You know, now that I think about it, Cedar Point is a very inconvenient park. Overpriced goods, the necessity of Fastlane Plus, the abundance of people, and worst of all, the fact that the place with the best roller coasters in the country has fucking Cleveland as its closest actual city.
Could be worse though, at least we're not Detroit! We're not Detroit!